Hello, John. You've recently obtained a small injury at a show, I think, last weekend. Can you update us on your status, and are you 100% again going into your match this Saturday?
First of all, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, I got a little bit injured last week. I got knocked out while performing a table bump, and yeah, I was knocked out for like a little while, but I think I am okay, and I will be able to defend my title tomorrow. I don't say I'm 100%, but I would actually claim that I'm 101%.
Hi John, could you tell us a little bit about how the Rise faction, the Rise story came together for you? Like, let us in a bit on how it all planned out and how you were involved in it.
Well, that started a long time ago. I don't know if you have noticed that, like, I was wearing like trunks before and everything. That kind of changed when I had the best in Europe gimmick, and that kind of changed when like I had a losing streak, and I was losing the whole time. So I changed something to my character, which was like I always added something darker in it, and then at one point I was wearing jeans, and I was wearing like a vest and stuff like that. And then there was like Superstars of Wrestling, and the Rise faction came in. So saying that, it was like planned on much longer than you actually thought. So if you followed wXw for a longer time, you should have noticed that there was something going, but you never knew what it was until the virus hit. Is there anything more you want to know? Or?
Are we done yet?
Come on, give it to me.
So, like, did you have any choice in the guys who were in the storyline, and like how it played out? Like,
absolutely, I always choose quality, so I have the guys with the most quality in my faction. Except of Pete Bouncer. he has something with his knee, I don't know.
Good afternoon, John. I asked this question at the Tag League to Christian Jacobi, and it kind of got dismissed, but I'd like to hear it from yourself. What happened to the WoW movement? Why didn't that take off? It seemed like you had a good bunch of guys ready to go, merch was looking good, and it fell. What happened?
Yeah, I found better guys, and we actually the most dominant faction in wXw history, so the WoW movement just like kind of disappeared, but you still see there's the Mac in there, so I brought him back into our Rise faction. So there is still some movement going, but now Rise is on top.
Hi John. What some people might not know about you is that you spent some time from a British wrestling perspective, you spent some time in Britain in the mid-2000s working for All Star, working for IPW UK. This past year you've done a lot of work in WXw Pro Wrestling. What would you say like the main differences from the British wrestling that you knew then as to what it is now, and how big an impact did those stints in British wrestling have on your career in the mid-2000s?
Well, British wrestling fans are amazing. They always appreciate what you do, and they always appreciated my work. Seeing that when it started the first time there, it was 2006. I mean, they started to appreciate what I was doing at that time, and I was still green because I started at 2004, and I didn't realize how much I have to appreciate what they do. Because without the fans, I wouldn't be where I am. So, and coming back to like IPW or like WXw, it was like amazing to see how still much appreciated appreciative the fans are, and yeah, I really appreciate that one. Yeah. So thank you.
So you've got your world title match coming up with Walter this Saturday, and he will pick the stipulations. He hasn't made it public what it will be, and how do you prepare for that kind of match? And also, since Walter is a very brutal man, we all saw him dismantle Ilya last year at Carat. Was there any special kind of preparation for like dealing with his chops and all the stuff he does in the ring?
I am prepared for anything. I don't care what he brings, what he does, or whatever he wants. I'm gonna make sure that Walter won't leave as champion. So I'm gonna beat his ass up, no matter what. He can chop the hell out of me. I don't care, you know. Because have you ever felt my chops, or have you seen my chops? I once busted Walter open. So hell, bust me open, get me down. I will rise anyways.
How does this heavyweight championship compare to your first heavyweight championship run in 2008? Obviously, you won the championship 4 years into your career, and now you're considered a veteran in wXw. How is this going for you now compared to then?
Well, I've grown a beard. No, like I said before, I was still pretty green, and when I won the title, I might not have been ready for that, because like it was something big for me. I became a bigger star than I was at that point, and it is hard to deal with that stuff. And to win the title like this time, it was something special. It was, you know, that was something the promotion gave back to me for all the years of work I have done for them.
You mentioned Pete Bouncer earlier. Why do you think he's acting out? I mean, you are his boss, right? Like, why doesn't he respect you?
I am his leader, not his boss. Why he's acting out? I mean, you know, he always, like, he's injured, he loses matches, and then he's moaning around. You know, what shall I do with him? I was paying for his rehab. Hell. And never got a thank you for it. Damn his knee. It was the knee, right?
No.
Good afternoon, John. Assuming you comfortably beat Walt this weekend, there's 2, potentially 3 members of Rise in 16 Karat Gold. How would that, whilst it would be a great honour for Rise to have a 16 Karat Gold winner in it as well, how would that play out for your faction as a general if you had the World Championship and also the #1 contender as well?
Well, first of all, we're gonna have 3 guys in 16 Karat because Ivan Kiva is gonna win the alternate tonight, and then he's gonna beat David Starr. So then we have Lucky Kid in there. We have the Mac in there. There is no way that we don't win 16 Karat in any way, and how it goes after that, we're gonna see.
How's it going, John? Okay. So you and Walter are both former 16 Karat winners. You're main eventing tomorrow, so I'm calling Championship Saturday. Do you have any words for him right now if he was listening?
Well, I slayed a dragon before, so I have no problems to slay a ring general.
You've said that even Kiev would qualify and also be in the tournament. So with Tarkan, obviously is injured, so he can't compete this weekend. So if actually all 3 Rise members are in, you're in the main event on Saturday, that leaves Pete Bouncer once again on the sideline. So don't you think that would add to his frustration, and how are you going to deal with that?
It's a good question. Yeah. Never thought of Pete Bouncer. Should start thinking of it now.
One last one from me. it looks like you're having the most fun you have ever had in wXw in the years that you've been here. But we've also seen some of the best independent talent in the world get snapped up by a company over in Florida. Have you had any contact at all yet? Because I think you're doing your best work, and now would be the time that eyes would be on you. Has anyone come forward and asked you the question if you're interested in going over?
Maybe.
Some of the Rise segments on Shotgun, like your team meetings, have been some of like the more technically different visuals that we've seen on Shotgun. How different was it filming with like 3 camera setups and stuff? Did you enjoy filming with those with that different camera setup than usual?
Yeah, it's something new. I mean, you are able to see the facial expressions of the other guys, and you're not just like have like those normal look like at the whole table. Like, because if something happens here, you never know what the guy there does or there does. So you, like in a good movie, you want to see the facial expressions of the other guy. What happens when you say something and how he reacts to it, right? I mean, how did you guys enjoy it? Did you like it? There you go.
Right, are there 2 or 3 more questions? Last couple of questions. There we go.
Is there anyone out there in the wrestling world that you would like to recruit to Rise? Like anyone that you'd like to bring in from outside of wXw?
There are probably a few people, but I can't tell you about it because maybe I'm already on that and you will see it soon. Or yeah, I just can't tell you about that. But yeah, there are.
Hello, John.
Hello.
Really simple question. What are your goals for the remainder of 2018? Looking past Walter this weekend, assuming that you win.
Like my main goal, or like let me put the main goal up to the whole promotion. I want to see. Now I will use Rise in there, but it will be used in a different way. I want to see wXw Rise even bigger than it actually is. With like having like 1,000 people every day, like at 16 Carat is something really big. It's something for the first time, and I just want to see that the promotion grow even bigger. So if that is the start today, and like today and on the whole weekend, let's get it even bigger, and let us see next year's Carat, and we're gonna have like the double of it or the 3 times of it. Yeah. Thank you.
One last question. Ollie.
Which member of Rise, above all the rest of them, would you pick as your tag team partner if you had to?
I mean, there is the right hand of the devil, which I have chosen to be into Rise, which is the Mac. Because like, he is the one I always can rely on.
Okay, I was told we can allow 2 more questions. So we do that.
You just mentioned the Mac. Probably not a lot of people saw it coming when he assisted you back in October. So can you tell us anything on what you did to him, or what you promised him, what you talked to him about to actually get him to join your group?
No. And Rise is always a step ahead of anyone else. But thank you for the question.
Okay. Is there one final question? And this time, I mean, it's the final question. That seems not to be the case. So, thank you, John.